big story on Action News tonight is the race for the Republican nomination for senator from Pennsylvania. It could hardly be any closer. We're in for some suspense and maybe a recount. 97% of the votes have been counted, and Memhet Oz inched into the lead today, leading Dave McCormick by less than 2,000 votes. Number one, that's within the margin to trigger an automatic recount. And number two, there are various unresolved issues concerning mail-in ballots. Some of those issues are focused on Lancaster County, where Walter Perez is live tonight. But first, let's go to Action News reporter Maggie Kent in Northeast Philadelphia, where they're still counting mail-in ballots. Maggie, election night drama could turn into election week drama or even more.
That's exactly what the city commissioner said, Jim. Yes, this could turn into election week. She says she estimates about 2/3 of the vote have been counted here in Philadelphia, but those mail-in ballots still need to be counted, as well as those ballot drop box votes. Counting tens of thousands of ballots at the city commissioner's headquarters, Philadelphia is one of the many counties still tabulating results, with about 28,000 to go.
Election night has turned into an election, week. When you have to wait until election day to start touching, tens of thousands of ballots, it's going to take a while.
Neither Memhet Oz or Dave McCormick out of the race for a GOP Senate nominee just yet. The margin of victory would have to exceed 0.5% of the vote to avoid an automatic recount. Al Schmidt is with Committee of 70.
That'll probably be between 6,000 and 7,000 that one candidate will need to beat the other by.
In PA, mail-in counting can't start until Election Day, and that means the days of close elections being called the night of are harder to come by.
An election couldn't be closer than the Oz-McCormick race right now. But unless it's a blowout or a landslide, it takes days to really know who won.
Why so close? GOP political consultant Christopher Nicholas says the former president's endorsement came a little too late.
The Trump endorsement of Dr. Oz would have counted more if it had come in February, before Oz and McCormick had spent so much money going after each other.
Now, if an automatic recount is determined to be the case here, it would start on or before June 1st, and the results would end up coming out at around June 7th. We're live in the Northeast. Maggie Kent, Channel 6, Action News. Jim.
Thank you, Maggie. Let's switch live to Action News reporter Walter Perez at the Lancaster County Government Center. Walter, a printing error has caused just a little bit of chaos with 16,000 mail-in ballots there. What's the problem? How is it impacting on the election? And what's the solution?
Well, Jim, the solution is a pretty tedious one. Out of all 22,000 mail-in ballots that were cast, they are handwriting the votes from all 16,000 ballots that didn't work onto 16,000 that do. Dozens of election workers and volunteers were hard at work today, trying to fix a problem that rendered approximately 2/3 of mail-in ballots in Lancaster County unreadable by the ballot scanner machines.
It won't read that barcode because it's looking for the right election code to read the ballot.
Ray D'Agostino, chairman of Lancaster County's Board of Elections, says the mail ballot vendor, a company called NPC, has admitted to printing the wrong ID code on those ballots. And the only realistic and timely way to fix the problem is for these workers to rewrite by hand the votes from the 16,000 ballots that don't work onto ballots that do work. Among the people overseeing the process is Kirk Rodanovic, chairman of the Lancaster Republican Committee.
It's frustrating to have to go through it, but I'm much more concerned in getting it right than getting it fast. If it takes us all day today, if it takes us into tomorrow, as long as I'm sure that the vote is accurate.
There are also Democratic Party officials serving as ballot watchers and attorneys from both the Oz and McCormick campaigns. Also, each ballot is being worked on by teams of 3 poll workers, adding extra sets of eyes on each vote. Rodanovic says he knows full well that the results that come from this effort could very well swing the GOP primary results one way or the other.
The last I've looked, we are at about 1,500 separating Oz and McCormick, and the last estimate that I had is we have 5,500 Republican ballots still in that room to be remarked and then counted.
Now, I just got off the phone with an election official here in Lancaster County who says the vote transfer process should be completed by the end of the business day tomorrow. Reporting live from Lancaster City, Walter Perez, Channel 6 Action News. Jim?
Thank you, Walter.